It seems slightly easier at first glance to make a game based on a script that already exists, so making a game based on a movie, because you know what's going to happen, so you don't have to plan for the storyline. Now, on the other side of the coin, you already know what's going to happen, so it's more difficult to be slightly more creative in terms of where you might like the story to go. So I think it's difficult to do both types of things, because when you're making a game based on a movie, you want it to be as authentic as it possibly can be. But you also want to try and challenge the player with different types of gaming mechanics as well, and trying to fit those into a story that's already written can be sometimes be difficult. But in the case of Harry Potter, because the story is so well known, it's the biggest IP in the world. It's really a pleasure to work on something that you know that millions of people are aware of. The biggest changes between Half-Blood Prince really and Deathly Hallows is a lot of it is to do with the storyline. So Half-Blood Prince, the storyline was much more about building relationships and learning to make potions and flying, playing Quidditch. Whereas in Deathly Hallows, Harry's not in school anymore. He's outside in the open world. It's much more action focused. Voldemort's trying to kill Harry. It's life or death now. We're lucky that we can make a much more high action game. You can really take those magical moments and build on them, because the storyline really allows us to do that. So many more battles with Death Eaters and Snatchers, and much more opportunities to use magic in a magical combat kind of style.
The most fun thing that happened for the new Harry Potter game really was the fact that we started with a new engine for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, and so we were really pushing what we could do with our characters and our environments. And the other really interesting thing about this game is that this is the first one that doesn't feature Hogwarts, and so we're building the world outside of Hogwarts, and we've got some really interesting environments and forests that Harry is running around in. The Harry Potter Connect this year, it is about gesturing and using yourself to cast the magic. It's in Harry Potter world that would be advanced magic, because you're doing it without the wand. So it makes it easy, and it makes it easy for us to have a two-player experience as well, because you only need the one controller, and then just people use their bodies to control the game. Actually, once you've played the story, the challenges are really good fun, because in some parts of the story we rush through some of the environments, and this gives you a chance to go back and play challenges which are about surviving or doing things quicker, but it means that you get to compete with your family or your friends. And actually that gets, just as a team we've become quite competitive in terms of trying to get the best score, but it also means you spend some more time in some of the really cool locations we've built in the forests.
In terms of the game storyline itself, I really like the section in Godric's Hollow. I love that location, because I went to the film studio and actually took the photographs that we used as reference to build the game in 3D. And also the gameplay there's a great boss battle, which I can't talk about, but there's a really cool boss battle there, which I've really enjoyed helping make as well. If you love the film franchise, if you want to really feel like you're in the movie, then it's a great opportunity this year to play a very challenging, very action-packed, magical combat game. It's the perfect game this year.